Hey subscribers, 6-puck stage 3 clutch today, because as you probably seen in the last video, the clutch was slipping a little bit. Well, this is a 6-puck stage 3 from eBay, as usual, but they are XTR racing clutches. It's very similar design, looks actually a better quality than my last one, which was 130. My subscriber, Robert Brown, you know who you are. He bought me the clutch because I'm going to do the clutch on his plus a little cash. He's going to give me cash plus he bought me the clutch. Long story short, I'm going to show you how to do this as quickly as possible. I'm going to speed through a lot of it, but I did pre-loosen some of the bolts, and I'll tell you what bolts you need to do and what to look out for. First thing we're going to want to do is drain the fluid out of the tranny though. So with that said, we will get under the car and I will show you which bolt to use to drain the fluid out of the tranny. Then we have 17 millimeters up top, 14s on the strut. There's a 17 millimeter nut and bolt on the lower strut. That'll remove the strut, plus it'll move the upper control arm down. We'll have various bolts through here. These 17 millimeters, they go all the way through the tranny. We'll undo those, undo the 2 bolts for the starter, the wiring. Make sure to disconnect the negative battery post. You don't want that to pop and catch on fire or blow your fuse. I already have this side pre-loosened also. We'll get started draining the oil. You will need a 3/4 inch socket. I use deep well, it's just easier. 17 millimeter, 14 millimeter, 10 millimeter. I use all deep wells. It makes it a lot simpler on everything. An extension, a 17 wrench, 12 wrench, you know, just keep some tools up on the side just to have them. Jack the car up, put the jack stands in a sturdy spot. I'll show you the spot I choose. It is really sturdy there. Most people jack up from the pinch weld. I go past the pinch weld right here because it is the strongest point other than the pinch weld and that spot. If you go on the floorboard, your jack will go through the floorboard, so don't do that. So we'll get started underneath the car. So, do you see this bolt right here? This is your drain plug for the transmission. There's a fill bolt here where you fill the fluid. I usually fill it here, but I have been filling it at the speed sensor. It's a little bit easier to do. So what we'll do is this is just put a ratchet in it, and that's it. Then we just loosen it up. Let me set this camera down. We'll take the clutch, pressure plate, all that off the flywheel. I usually go get them resurfaced. If you want to, do so. I can't afford to, so what I do is I resurface them myself, and it has never been an issue. A lot of people will hate on that, but you know what? Whatever works and saves me money, I'm okay with. I basically just use 220 and 300 grit and go in a complete circle disc motion the way the clutch would spin. Make it all smooth and level again for the most part, and then reinstall. And break in is kind of simple. I'll go through that in just a minute, so stay tuned. Okay, so the clutch, or the flywheel, as you can see how I resurfaced it, it's not exactly 100% perfect as to resurfaced like a machine shop would have, but it does work just as good. If you can afford to go to the machine shop and have it resurfaced, take the 17mm bolts off, go do so, please. I highly recommend it. But since I can't afford that, and this has never failed me doing this, then it's fine. This one didn't look too burnt up or warped, so as long as it doesn't look too bad, you're good enough to get away with doing this. This is 80 grit, and you saw how I did it. A lot of people don't approve, but it's not a big deal, honest to God. I've done it so many times before. So, with that said, I'll put the clutch on and just continue watching. Okay, so the GoPro died. Basically what we did was we reassembled all the connectors, the starter, put fluid in the transmission, 10W40 or the gear oil, whatever Honda recommends. If you don't believe me, it's 1040. You can look it up, do your research, it works. The break-in for the clutch is pretty simple. Everyone says 500 miles and you have to have 250 in town, 250 highway roughly. What I do is I drive it for about 5-10 miles, if that, make sure that it runs good and is going through the gears fine and everything's working great. Then I just hammer into it. You need to drive it how you're going to drive it. So if you're going to be driving the hell out of it, you need to break your clutch in driving the hell out of it. Because then as soon as you start to drive the hell out of it, if you broke it in normal, well, you shut the hell up. Jesus, look at this guy. It's freezing cold outside and he's over here trying to sell damn ice cream. What the hell? Come on, get out of here with that. I'm trying to do a YouTube video. Anyways, just break it in how you're gonna drive it and it'll do great. I'm gonna get off here because this guy's annoying as hell. So if you guys like the video, subscribe, share. If you're not a subscriber already, get the word out. Hope this video's helped somebody out there. Just make sure everything's good, torque down, and you got your fluids in, you should be fine. Thanks for watching.